Go ahead. Okay. Pre-chat. Go. All right. That seems to be working. It looks all right. It's good enough for government work. So, who we got out there tonight? We got gun websites saying first thumbs up, have a good show. We got Kingpin out there. We got MC out there saying gold star for excellence. Thank you, MC. MC says, "Hey, how's it going, buddy? How you doing?" So, we're getting the pre-chat set up. Travis had to use the restroom. He said he'd be right back, so we're waiting on Travis. Same old, same old. He says Monday is over. Laugh out loud. Yes, but Monday was a day to remember, MC. Yesterday was D-Day. The 6th of June, 1944. Swampy's out there. Swampy, if you want to jump in, just say the word and I'll send you a link, buddy. You want to jump in? Because we're talking guns tonight, Swampy, and you can probably talk up some guns.
All right, man, I'm ready to rock.
All right. Gun website says twinkle stars and a side of fries. All right. Right. Scott 79's out there. Flying Rich is out there. Rich, I also sent you a link if you want to jump in. Mr. F&H is out there. Rollis Carvelis is out there. Says good evening from Adairsville, Georgia. Well, that's where Rollis is right now, because if anybody doesn't know, he's one of our resident truckers. So,
right on, man.
Yeah, Rich says he'd have to be capable of using email. Well, that would put a hindrance on anything that you do. Yes, it would. That would ruin it. Well, good luck, Rich. Good luck. But yeah. So he says sporting out my VSAN on my ESXi ARM cluster right now. Well, okay. He's working on his virtual machine cluster. Richard Monder's out there. The little hellion who was giving Tony a hard time yesterday. Yep. Uh-oh. Swamp Dog stepped away for a minute. But yeah. So, we're just starting early tonight. We're getting, some of the pre-chat over with, some of the chat, talking with some of the chat out there.
We had a little jet chat going on.
Yeah. Tony can't handle it. Tony's a great guy. So, he just mentioned to me that, that Richard is, you were prodding him pretty hard the other day. So
you should put a poll out there, Nice Strike, on the stealth technology, if we should send it over to Ukraine.
But Richard, I told him that we just need to poke you back and tell you to go reelect Tony Blair and get rid of this Boris Johnson guy. Swamp Dog says allergies are kicking my butt. I'll stick to the chat, but thanks for the invite. Okay, Swampy, you can always jump in if you want. I'll send you a link. Don't. But yeah, the allergies are bothering me too. But I'm still suffering through it.
Is that cottonwood trees? Is that the stuff that puts all the cotton up in the air? Is that what they're called, cottonwood?
Yeah.
Is that what that is or not? Or is that because we got like cottonseed? It looks like it's snow outside right now, dude. It's crazy.
Mr. F&H is asking me how I like that AKV footage that he sent. For those that don't know, he put a video up on Instagram of him shooting off a suppressed AKV. It was nice.
Ooh.
It was nice.
See, that's the reason why I want to get a suppressor, dude. Because I can fit one on the AKV, the Ruger Ranch, the AK-47.
What F&H has been starting to do lately? He's been starting to record videos, the wrong way, the wrong side, and then he's been putting 80s music to it And he in the recording function he's using like the 80s, VHS style recording.
Yeah, I follow him
And
over on Instagram. He posts a lot of shorts over there.
and he's been
They're
posting
cool.
a bunch
They're
of
very
those
cool.
shorts. So yeah. The seeds aren't what you get, it's the pollen, the Swamp Dog says. Yes, it's absolutely the pollen. Luckily it's been raining here, so the pollen hasn't been as bad. It would be worse, but it's not as bad tonight because it's been raining all day.
Yeah, that definitely helps out.
Yeah. So, all right. We're just waiting on any stragglers that might jump in. Do I think anybody else is going to get here? Probably not. But, we got to do our due diligence and, wait for anybody that might.
See that Ghost has Mike Sedini over on his show tonight for Walk the Talk America.
Yep. Ghost does that.
Which it seems like, there just doesn't ever seem to, not that I want to change the topic to all the crap going on, but, you don't, why don't you ever hear a push about funding for mental health, resources and stuff instead of just going after the guns, Gotta wonder about that.
Because it's not about actually making the
People
world a
better
better place, the
Yeah.
United States a better place. It's all about one thing. And look at the second word in gun control. That's what it's all about.
Oh, absolutely, bro.
It's about control, not about controlling guns. It's just about controlling the people and saying what you can and can't have.
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to fix crime? Is it going to make any sort of dent in keeping anybody safer? No. It's all about the control. Sad, but
What's
true.
Outcast talking about out there? What am I running for something? Am I running for office?
Yeah. FNH says, thanks, Broseph. I have fun making that stuff. It's more fun shooting it at Night Strike. Yep. MC says, and on the pollen note, don't forget to wash your AC coils and change your air filters. Exactly.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Swamp Dog Armory says, what about guns? Are we going to be talking? What are we going to talk about tonight? Tonight we're gonna go back to the older hit or miss format where I pick a topic and we talk about it. But tonight we're talking World War II guns.
Oh, there you go.
Because tonight, yesterday was D-Day, and I got the feeling I want to talk about some World War II guns because I have some guns that are World War II-ish. They weren't. Some of them are original, some of aren't, but they're copies. So that's what we're doing tonight. Yeah, Swampy does 3D VR videos, and people seem to be enjoying those. New York Outcast says, locally, the state gets more for people with drug problems than mental health issues. Maybe it's easier to fund under the name of gun control. Yeah, maybe. M. Gabriel's out there saying, what's up? So, there you go. All right. Travis, how's it going?
Hey, man, I'm doing okay. How you doing?
I'm doing good. So, introduce yourself to the chat out there for those that don't know you.
Yeah. Well, let's see. My YouTube channel is called Travis P11, and I've got channels all over the place on Gunstreamer and YouTube, Odyssey. I'm over on GunTube. Man, I'll tell you what, it's just been really busy this summer so far. We just ended up doing Thunder on the Prairie 2022 on Saturday, and we had a really good crowd come out for it. Had a really good time, and a lot of people made some videos and collaborated. Did a ton of shooting all day long. Everybody hung out, had a great time. There's gonna be a lot of videos that'll be coming out for the next couple of weeks on the channels that were there. And I'm still tired from it. I'm still recovering from it.
Yeah,
kind of running around like crazy, but it was definitely worth it.
NY Outcast says, if you don't know Travis, you haven't lived yet. That's true. True.
You probably haven't heard of me, but there's a chance you probably watched one of my videos at one point or another and you didn't realize it. So
Tennessee Gun Guy's out there. I haven't seen him in forever. How you doing, man? So,
but just real quick, I got Hit or Miss coming up. Oh my God, Hit or Miss. Jeez, I got Caliber Corner coming up on Thursday.
Yeah, we're on Hit or Miss. We're
on Hit or Miss.
There.
Caliber Corner's coming up on Thursday.
It.
Sorry, man. I've been staring at a computer screen all day. My brain's fried.
You made it, Travis. You made it.
I know. I did. I'm here, bro. Thursday, 6:00, Caliber Corner. We're going to be featuring Wayward Son Custom, who is one of the attendees at Thunder on the Prairie.
All right.
I invited him on just to hear about him. He's a really cool dude and see if he wants to be a panelist in the future. And Saturday, we'll have Caliber Corner at 8 a.m. And we'll do a complete debriefing on Thunder on the Prairie 2022 and what we'd like to do for next year. So, yeah, big discussion on that coming up, dude.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
It's going to be a good time. Going to be a good time.
Can't wait to see the video footage.
Yeah, I got a recap video I'm going to post tomorrow, just like a little 9-minute video that just kind of shows you some of what we did. A little summer. And then I do have like 4 or 5 standalone videos I'll be releasing over the next couple weeks to kind of get me through the month of June because I got a lot of stuff coming up. So, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, man, it should be a good time.
And someone I did not send an invitation to, but figured it out anyways, jumped in.
Who's that?
Frank.
Warsaw.
Hey, Warsaw's in the house. What's up, bro?
Warsaw's here. I didn't send him an email, but he knew how to jump in anyways.
Because I talked to Yuri, all right? He got me in.
Hi, Warsaw.
Hey, pay me $10 and he'll get me in.
It's been 30 days since I bought my last AK.
No, it's been 30 days. It's been 5 days since I bought my last chest rig.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I ain't buying any more things right now. I actually just bought some 22 LR.
Oh my God.
Oh
Dude,
my gosh.
You know what? That's a good investment, though.
That's
that really is a smart one. It is. Because
it was
yeah.
MagTech. That's a brand.
Richard, you
MagTech.
told me to stop sending emails. That's why.
What?
I'm reading the side chat.
He's yelling at people randomly. Just
I'm watching the YouTube chat. So.
Yeah, dude, I'm done buying stuff for a while. I'm just saving up and getting some ammo.
So.
And by the way, it looks like we're actually going to lose in the federal Supreme Court right now.
Who's going to lose?
I don't want to talk about
60, it. They got 60 votes, they say.
Yeah, I've heard that. I don't want to talk about it tonight.
Oh, we can't ignore it. Night Strike. Yeah,
I'm going to because.
Oh my goodness.
We're not ignoring it. I mean, you're going to hear about it everywhere else. Why don't we just have a little chat about something fun, you know?
I want to talk about something, fun and uplifting instead of, worry about the doom and gloom and the impending doom and gloom that's coming.
Well, just let you know, it's Night Strike. I did everything I could. I gave out everything to my politicians. I sent out through GOA and FPC and SAF. I did everything I could.
Yeah, I did too. And how do you think I feel?
Hell, I'm pissed off at fucking Joe Manchin.
I'm pissed off at Lindsey Graham.
I'm just not happy in general.
there you go. There you go. End of discussion.
Yep, absolutely.
End of discussion, because I don't want to talk about that tonight. Pisses me off.
You need a rant. I feel like you do need a rant, though.
Well, tomorrow night I will be ranting. Do you know
ranting
why?
And raving? Ranting and raving?
Don't even tell me roll call. You need to have your own rants.
Because rants and raves.
No.
Because I can rant with roll call. I don't want to rant on my channel. I would rather rant with roll call because people like to see it on his channel.
I did enough raving in the 90s. I don't need to keep doing that now.
Yeah. Travis, he drank one too many glow sticks.
Oh no, I didn't. I wasn't drinking at those things, but yeah.
He had his stomach pumped way too many times because of those.
Glow sticks are non-toxic. They don't do anything to you.
They didn't used to
bullshit.
be.
You want to eat Tide Pods?
No, I'm not part of that generation. No, we only use them to do our laundry.
A lot of kids actually died from doing that.
I know.
Which is funny, all right? Which is really not funny, but like it's kind of hypocritical.
No, Swamp Dog. I live in South Carolina. Lindsey Graham is one of my senators, and I am very unhappy with him.
Is he selling us out too?
Yeah.
Watch it, man. They'll pass all this crap, and then those guys are all going to retire, get their little pensions when they're done.
Hey, Night Strike.
What?
Just to give you a little happy. Remember when Trump exposed Lindsey Graham's phone number out in the public? When he first became president?
Mm-hmm.
What if he did that again?
No. He'd probably just change his phone.
Probably just change the number like he did.
Let's get a burner.
His phone number is 312-922-2228.
M. Gabriel says Tide Pods yum or no? No.
No.
Yeah,
No,
there's that
Yum
stupid
for the
corn on
laundry,
the
but
cob
that's
challenge.
it. So
it's good for your laundry, not for your mouth.
There was that
Yep.
also that corn on the cob challenge where basically you put it on a drill and you're basically chewing on the cob.
No, don't do that.
Now
either.
you're doing that shit.
Yeah. Nope. All right, so it's 9:06. So let's get talking about guns.
let's
So,
do it. Gun
all
talk,
right.
baby.
What now?
All right, tonight we're talking about our favorite World War II firearms. So
The M1 Grand.
if you own some World War II firearms, tell us which ones you own and which ones are your favorite. So we'll go through the room and we'll do that.
All right.
Okay. So I'm gonna go first. Okay. The M1 Garand is one of my favorites. Yes. But I'm very partial to the M1 carbine. I love the M1 carbine. I also like the 1911 because, two world wars. But those are some of the ones I like. I like, though, be honest, I like some of the Axis guns too, but only just because the factor that, they're because of what they are in video games, not necessarily because of the countries that they were a part of or who used them. But
and you do have a hatred for the swastika, which I agree with you, and I give props to you on that.
yeah, I don't want any guns with a swastika on it because honestly, I don't support that kind of thing. And
Or how about Mussolini's logo?
no, I don't have anything with the black shirts on it either.
No, it's the fascist.
No. See, what you don't realize, Warsaw, is the black shirts was the Italian fascist party, and they wore black clothing. What does Antifa do these days?
Pretty much the same thing.
They wear black clothing and they do the same thing, and they say, "Oh, they're anti-fascist." No, they're not. They're just democratic fascists. That's all they are.
Or a Patriot Front, which they claim they're patriots, but they're actually Nazis.
Or I guess they're democratic socialists, so they're Nazi. No, they're not nationalists. So it's a fine line with that. Anyways, moving on. Travis, what are some of your favorite World War II guns?
Oh, I'm starting off with the M1903 Springfield. It's one of those rifles that I'm kicking myself for not buying because, at one point we could have gotten them for what, $400 or $500. Now they're pushing God knows what. Yeah, M1 Grand, definitely a favorite. A lot of fun to shoot, a lot of fun to test. I did a cleaning video on one, and it was interesting taking it apart. It was like, completely different animal from the other guns I had cleaned. God.
M1 Garand?
Yeah, the M1 Garand. Yeah.
Now, did you get a hold of an M1A before that?
Let's see. You mean, which one are you talking about? The carbine?
The Springfield Armory M1A.
No.
Okay, because the Garand, the M1A or the M14 specifically, was based off of the Garand. Basically, they were just trying to adapt the rifle, the M1 Garand to the 308 cartridge, and they were trying to modernize the rifle to take a magazine. But the problem is, they should have used that pistol grip stock too, because that's the way most battle rifles went. But no, actually, they didn't.
No, I did have an M1A SOCOM that Stan loaned me, Springfield version of that, but not the M14. No.
Yeah, or just the M1A standard, I think, is the closest.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're similar. They're not the same, but they're similar in function. But they're not the same.
Yeah,
a little different. Just because of the design. I love the M1 Garand though. It's one of my favorites.
So, now, handgun wise, I actually like. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the high power. They're awesome, and for what they offered at the time. But yeah, for me, I'm a 1911 guy too. I love my SR 1911. So yeah, definitely got to put that out there.
Yeah. And George has jumped in at the last minute possible.
Oh, and here comes Arts and Tony.
And I thought you guys were going to be at 8.
It's 9 Eastern, George. 9 Eastern.
Yes, it's 8 Central Time.
All right, so George, what's your favorite World War II firearms you've had, or you've actually loved just to look at, or know about?
Well, I don't have any World War II firearms, but if I did, I would like to have the M42, the Sturmgewehr. That is just awesome.
The Sturmgewehr.
Yeah, the Sturmgewehr.
Yeah.
I saw a cool, kick-ass.
So the
documentary
SDG 44.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I saw a great documentary on it. You know, it was on those hunting channels and stuff. You know, it was what they call it. I forgot the name of the show. But they'll talk about a certain firearm, you know, for 30 minutes and stuff. And it was crazy because it was like they said, oh yeah, they came out with this. You know, it's the grandfather of all assault rifles and all stuff like that. But then they said like there was a bunch of them found like in Iran or something, you know. And they said, where the heck and Syria and all this stuff. And it's like, where did all these come from? You know, how did these get here and stuff? And it was already, you know, like in the, you know, well, at the time, present time, you know, it was not, you know, in the 40s or 50s and stuff like that. They just found them like when they already had like, you know, AKs and M16s and other kind of rifles and stuff like that they were using, that they were finding them even in Pakistan and all that stuff. You know?
Yeah. I'm gonna read some of the chat, some of the side chat out there. So hold on.
Get down.
Yeah, man down. We got a super chat from Daniel saying, "Why are you letting them pass gun control at our Lord and Savior? I am not, and I'm not the Lord or Savior of anything. I am just a normal human being like everybody else." You know, insert, you know, Fight Club rant about, you know, how you're the same part of the compost heap as everybody else.
At least he didn't call you a Canadian.
Yeah.
Well, at Thunder on the Prairie, I did pray that you would stop the rain, and you did. So thank you, Night Strike.
The rain.
There you go.
It rained for an hour, and then I said, "Oh Lord, Night Strike, our Father and Savior, please make this end so we can let
the locusts go away. For crops to be saved." Yeah.
I thought we were invited here for cult purposes.
No,
we're not. Brother Tony, artisan of the men.
No, Mike, not Strike.
Friar Tony.
Yeah. Some of the other comments out there are the M1 carbine would be great to have in 5.56 if it took AR mags. Well, that might be something to look at. Tennessee Gun Guy says IBM M1 carbine and Singer N1911A1. Yeah, I'd love to have both of those. Yeah. We got another super chat from Daniel saying, "I'll buy all the mean mustache guns you don't want, Night Strike." I didn't say I didn't want them. I just don't want the swastika on them. That's it. I'm picky.
When you're saying that, I was like, what about if the firearm has
Swamp Dog Armory says at Night Strike, familiar with the Stinger and a story that FG42 would be one I want over the STG44. Yes, the Fallschirmjägergewehr 42 or the paratrooper rifle 42 that the Germans used. I would argue that they used that before they used the SGG 44, and I would argue that would be like the first technical assault rifle, just because of the way the rifle it was full auto, and it wasn't a lighter cartridge. But again, people give the STG 44 more credit than the FG 42.
Actually, it goes even further than that, Night Strike.
Yeah.
Remember the Russian Fedorov?
Yeah, well, everybody goes with the Fedorov, but they didn't make that many of them.
Still, gotta give them props.
I mean, they made. Let me look up how many they made the Fedorovs, because
Is that Tommy? Is that Tennessee Gun Guy? Is that Tommy? Is that
Tennessee Gun Guy? He's one of the YouTube viewers out there.
Yeah,
he said something about Clarksville. I thought maybe he was
talking about the 8mm Kurtz.
Yeah, Kurtz. Yep.
George, you were talking about the Sturmgewehr.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, right after the war or even during the war, a lot of those Sturmgewehrs were actually captured by Yugoslav militants during the Yugoslav conflict, and after the war ended, they actually used them during the Yugoslav wars.
They made 7,000 FG-42s, but they only made 3,200 Fedorovs. So,
wow.
Anyways,
the Sturmgewehr was used in Yugoslavia as well.
Let's see. M. Gabriel says, "I want to see an MG-42 review." Well, M. Gabriel, if you can find somebody that'll let me borrow an MG-42, then I'll do a review. Otherwise, it ain't gonna happen.
You want a 308 or 8mm?
Not unless anybody wants to donate to the Help Night Strike Get an MG3 fund.
Yeah, with the server gears that they found during the.
Because basically, what I'd do is I'd build a semi-auto MG3 instead, which is basically an MG42 that takes 308.
What was that, George?
Oh, those crates of server gears that they found. That my friend of mine was wondering, like, where the heck did they find the ammo for it? You know, they must have had ammo with the rifles as well, because
Is this unused surplus ammo from Yugoslavia most of the time?
M. Gabriel asks, where is AWAG anymore? AWAG's been busy working.
He works.
He's working the midnight oil at PSA right
He's
now.
been on Caliber Corner a couple times, like just last weekend and the week before, or 2 weekends ago. And he's usually there for a little while.
So the last to jump in was to Artisan Tony. So Tony, what are some of your favorite World War II firearms? And do you have any?
You know what I've always wanted is an M101 howitzer.
Okay, we're going with the big guns first. Okay.
And no, I like the M14, and I like the 1911. Obviously, the oldest 1911 I have is like 1970 model.
Is like it's like
next gen
Vietnam.
Yeah, it's like the Vietnam War.
So
what's that?
You mean? I think you mean the M1 Garand or the M1 Carbine.
You're talking strictly.
We're talking
World War II.
I thought we were talking just old guns.
Yeah, we're talking World War II because yesterday was D-Day.
Yeah, I know.
It was D-Day.
Yep.
Yeah. So. I interviewed a guy who was at D-Day, Clinton Ritter.
All right.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah, he passed away a couple of years ago.
No, man.
But
yeah. Yep.
Right.
He was in one of the glider. He was a pilot of. I don't think they called it. It was funny the way he described the guys who flew the gliders. They weren't really considered pilots. Because they only had like a week's training or something.
I think one of my great uncles was actually at D-Day. I think. Because he was my grandfather's. He was something like a year older than my grandfather. And my grandfather wasn't able to go because he had stomach ulcers, and they didn't want him. They didn't want him in the military at that time. But his brother went in. I think his brother went to D-Day, and he's like, when he came back, he told my grandfather, "Listen, you didn't miss much. You really didn't. It wasn't a great time." And my grandfather was like, "Well, I wanted to do stuff for the nation and fight for the nation." He goes, "You're better off not fighting because it was pretty awful out there."
I know when I was a kid, I always wanted a Sten gun.
The Sten's a nice one. Yeah. Sten's a nice one. You know another good one? What was it? What was the machine gun that the British had? The one that had the tripod on it or the bipod?
You talk about the Bren?
I think the Bren.
Bren?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bren gun? Yeah.
The Bren, because literally you didn't have to use it on a tripod. You could use it as an assault rifle if you wanted to. Yeah, it's a little heavy.
It's
but,
the British BAR pretty much.
It was like the British BAR, but the reason why I like it is just because of how ridiculous they did. They had the magazines for the machine gun because the magazines went on top instead of underneath.
Oh, funny thing, Night Strike, the Japanese actually copied the British for what they were doing.
Oh yeah, I know the Japanese. It was like the Type something or other. Whatnot.
So you could put little marks on it, like hash marks for elevation.
Yeah, it also had a slow rate of fire. I mean, it wasn't really like fast, but it was a controlled slow rate that it was like they would fire.
Coop out there is getting into the submachine gun area, saying the PPSH.
The Papa Shaw.
PPSH. Yeah.
PPSH was good, but what was it? With the Swedish version of that was better that it was copied off of.
The Yugoslavs even copied theirs.
What was that thing I had? The 43,
41. You mean? No, there's 43. Then there's another PPSH. What is it? Night Strike. The 40. No, it's PPSH 41 and the PPS 43. That's the two together.
The 41 and the 43, I think.
Yeah. I had a 43.
I think
but
the 41 was a copy of a Swedish one or something like that.
Something like that. Sumi? You're thinking Sumi, isn't it?
Yeah, the finished Sumi.
No,
yeah, it was a copy of the finished Sumi.
I still want to go dust off my copy of Medal of Honor Frontline now for the GameCube and start playing it.
Right.
Hey, all right. So since we're talking about guns of World War II, my favorite had been my K98K from Yugoslavia that was captured by the Croatian military.
So you've got one.
I got a K98, and it only has 3 German markings still on it. It has 2, 1 Wehrmacht marking and 2 Falcons on it.
Now, does it have the swastika Wehrmacht?
No,
or,
it does not.
Or does it have the Iron Cross?
Doesn't have any of those.
Okay, that's odd.
It does have the Yugoslav crest on it, though, engraved on the receiver.
It's odd that it doesn't have any swastika or even at least just the German cross on it.
It has Wehrmacht markings on it, though.
Yeah.
Was it a Yugoslav production?
No, it's a K98 that was captured during the Yugoslav conflict.
Oh, okay, okay.
The Yugoslavs basically captured a bunch of K98s and they refurbished them, and they used them after that during the Yugoslav wars as well.
Oh, okay.
A lot of them. So the Croatian and Serbian military actually used a lot of K98s off the Germans as well as MP40s. I mean, a lot of the nations in Yugoslavia literally had partisans grabbing them off the German soldiers and just using whatever they had.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's my favorite rifle. Hell, even most of European resistance groups use the K98. So even though it's a German rifle, it's still a rifle used against their enemies.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, I like Tokarevs. Obviously, Nice Rig doesn't like them.
No,
Dude, the Tokarev pistols are really incredibly smooth shooters for being so kind of primitive. I fired squibs, and it's really not a bad gun. I mean, I was surprised by it.
Mine's a 9mm as a Stava variant.
Now, did you do any modifications to it, like with the trigger with the dingus on it, or just come with this?
This is a new production.
Yeah, the Tokarevs were one of the ones too.
The new productions have a manual safety.
They're required to be imported in the United States with a manual safety.
Yeah, they already.
Well, no, you can get them. You could get them without. There were ones that were brought in without.
No, but I love my Tokarev. It's very nice 11ish, and I keep encouraging Nice Truck to get one.
No, you're not going to get me.
Problem is that they keep going up in price, so now they're pushing.
They're $400 on the Stava's website. Get one. It's not that expensive.
You
get them on the 9mm too.
As far as other guns, you know what? The one of the revolvers that they used in World War II that I liked the British revolver. What was it called?
The Webley.
The Webley, yeah.
Oh my goodness, that thing is so ugly looking.
I liked the Webley just because when the British were running low on 45 Webley, they had the chambers, not the chambers, but the cylinders rechambered for 45 ACP, and they just put 45 ACP through those.
Actually, nice right correction. I actually do have two Falcons and 1 SS marking on it. Actually,
oh nice.
I have a freaking SS marking on this thing.
Wow,
that's
a ZZ Top marking.
Yeah, that's a ZZ Top marking. There you go.
ZZ Top.
So Tony, does that make him a sharp wristband?
I'm not going to blame my rifle for the bad atrocities it did. All right, it's an old war production.
Yep.
Hell, look at your Chinese Mosin. Look how many Chinese you've been using that.
What about the Mosin the gun and the rifle and the pistol?
Yeah, Swampy is basically giving me he sent me a thing to the Stinger gun, which was basically a gun that they made on one of the islands in World War II out in the Pacific. They basically made it from spare parts of other guns, just like put it all together. And
Frankenstein.
It was a Frankenstein gun, and apparently it did quite well against the enemy.
You ever seen a Gewehr 43 Nice Strike?
The Gewehr 43 rifle, yes.
Yeah, I was really surprised how
I call that like the M1 Garand of the Germans.
No, but I was just simply surprised of how poor condition they were made during the end of the war. I'm like, holy shit!
Towards the end of the war, the 43s, the Gewehr 43s, they weren't that great. They weren't, unfortunately.
You had an early one, you're fine. Now, if the older production ones that are pitted and shit and they're not even done quality control, if you shoot them a couple times, you'll actually break the bolt.
But as I said, the Gewehr 43 was like the German M1 Garand. It really was. It really was.
They made them, right? You know why, right?
Why?
They captured a lot of Soviet SVT-40s. That's why.
Yeah, they captured yeah, I know that.
I always wanted one of the Liberators, the ones they dropped to the resistance.
Tony, you know those Liberators were just supposed to be used to kill a German and take his gun.
I'm just being funny.
That's the original Ghost gun, isn't it? Yeah.
It really is, because they dropped them. They dropped them in the dead of night over occupied territory.
So we're Sten guns.
Yeah. So.
Actually, Night Strike. Would you want an MP40?
The MP40, you know, I do like the MP40. I do like the MP40. It is a 9mm. I wouldn't mind having a reproduction of, one of those GSG reproductions.
I wish they had the stock. I want the stock on it, dude.
I don't mind the stock. You don't need the stock.
I want a stock. It's an underfolder.
And you said you hate underfolders.
I don't hate I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
Shut up.
I kind of feel like pistol caliber rifles are worthless in war.
Well, that's a subgun. It's
SMG,
not a rifle.
By the way,
it's an SMG. It's not really a rifle, but
Well, I'm just saying it's got a rifle barrel. Yeah. I'm saying why not just carry? If you're going to carry a rifle, carry something that has a 7.62 by 39 or something. Why carry a 9mm in a rifle?
Yeah, there was also
remember, in combat, a lot of your engagements were 300 meters or less, and a lot of the times you having a high power rifle around trying to accurately shoot that thing at close distances and stuff. I mean, you got to wonder if maybe it wasn't a bit of overkill. They could have had something a little bit more tame.
There's another rifle that I would like to have that I know I'm never going to be able to get just because of how low in quantity they made of them. But I'd like to have a Johnson 1941.
Oh my goodness! Good luck finding one of those.
Yeah, and for those that don't know, the Johnson 1941 is basically it's this rifle right here. I'll screen share. Hold
on. What's his name? Anvil actually did a video on them.
Yeah, Anvil did. So did Forgotten Weapons. But basically, this is the Johnson rifle.
Yeah, that thing is ugly looking.
It's got an internal cylindrical magazine.
I see a grand out of it, but not really.
It actually went up against the Grand in trials, but it didn't do that well. The U.S. military had a number of them and used them, but it had a 10-round rotary magazine, so they'd had two more.
Is that displaying, or is that just me?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not displaying on the YouTube side. It's
not displaying on the YouTube side. All right, let me. There, that should work now.
Now it says not struck. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. But this is the M1941 Johnson rifle, and it did remarkably well. But the problem is, it had a little bit issue. It had a couple issues in war, or just in testing trials and whatnot. So they didn't use that many of them because they had issues.
Yeah, Night Strike.
Yes. What?
Are you a big fan of the Browning automatic rifle, the BAR?
We're getting there. We're talking about
the BAR. Yes.
The reason why I bring it up because I'm Polish, obviously, right?
Well, what does the BAR have to do with Poland? It was made by John Moses Browning.
Because right before the war started off,
I know for a fact wasn't Polish.
Browning automatic rifles were, believe it or not, made in Poland right now. Actually, before the Second World War kicked off, believe it or not.
No, they were made by FN.
Look up the WZ-28.
You're always going on about Polish stuff.
Look up the WZ-28.
He's already looked it up and researched it, so you might as well not argue.
It's going to be true.
It's already researched. Jerry has it up.
We gave up fact-checking Warsaw Patriot years ago, Night Strike. Don't waste your time.
Don't make me give you a copyright strike if you don't.
He had prior knowledge.
There's no copyright here.
Then pull up the damn picture, right?
So,
pull up the picture.
Swamp Dog said they had a Johnson at the last IV-88 event. Nice.
I see. There aren't many guns they don't have at Eric shoots.
Here, I'll show you what it looks like.
They only had like 24,000.
24,000.
24,000 of them. I'm sure American FN made more.
Yeah. Maybe they're
The
they're
Browning WZ 1928. It's a Polish version of the M1918 bar.
There you are. That's a
But
Polish BAR.
yeah, but unlike everybody else, the Polish did one thing wrong.
What, being next to Germany? Obviously, I'm all aware of this.
No, the Polish did one thing wrong. You know what they did? The WZ 1928 was chambered in an 8mm Mauser. That's what they did
so
wrong.
did other nations like Romania and the Czech Republic, Hungary.
That's
they
what
all
they
had
did
8mm.
wrong. And that's why I'm saying it's not a bar. Because
It
it's
is
not
a
in
bar.
30-06. It's not in 30-06.
It is a bar.
It's not in 30-06.
It doesn't matter. It's an
It does
8mm.
matter. Okay,
It doesn't matter
show
on
of hands.
caliber.
Who believes a bar isn't a bar unless it's in 30-06?
Oh my God, here.
I raise my hand.
I'm raising my hand. Travis, are you raising your hand?
Yeah, might as well. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, since we're talking about
All right,
Warsaw,
you're
I'm
gonna like
raising
bring
my
up
hand.
AKs
too.
and 5.56 then.
Don't even get me started on AKs and 5.56. You know I don't like those.
Oh, like a Galil?
When you got off the beach landing in Normandy, man, you have to like let go of that rifle, or you're gonna go down with it.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Dude, nice
You have to find one on in the beach.
Don't
I mean,
don't
even Wikipedia
blaspheme
says
the BAR.
30-06 only.
I know
so-
it's hard for you.
BAR, 8mm BAR.
Shut up.
You shut up.
That's like wanting to take an M1 Garand and make it 8mm Mauser.
It's
Oh, wait.
hindsight. People have actually done that stupid shit.
Oh wait, I've thought about that myself.
There's just something wrong with a metric VAR.
I know, right?
What's wrong with the
Yeah, it's like
WD-28, dude?
they don't-
Come
like in
on,
Europe,
the
they don't
BAR.
have a quarter pounder and cheese, so they got what's it called? A Royale with cheese.
Royale with
Royale with
cheese.
cheese.
Le Big Mac. Le
No,
Big Mac.
No, I think they lay bigger Mac.
The bigger Mac.
They call Whopper.
Yeah, but
Burger cheese.
They don't know what the F a Whopper is. They ain't got no
The
burger.
quarter pounder.
all right. So some other good firearms of World War II.
MG42.
Well, yeah, the MG42. But
G42.
I was thinking more of along the lines of subguns, since we were on the thing of subguns with the MP40 and the PPSH. How
the
about
grease gun.
the grease gun, the M3?
Yeah.
How about the Beretta? What is it? The Beretta? Shoot, what is it? Beretta 28. I'm trying to remember what it was that basically the Italian forces used.
Uh,
I'm looking at it right now.
it probably is a Beretta. I just don't know what version it is that they use.
Yeah, Beretta 38A.
Mhm.
Yeah, Beretta 38A.
Let's see.
That'd be a gun for Night Strike, actually.
Well, the thing is that they used the Beretta 1918 and the 1938. They had both of them.
So I'm looking over on Wikipedia, and then for submachine guns for Italy,
They also had the FNAB 43.
let's see here.
They had the TZ 45. You don't want to see some of these. Some of these are pretty bad, pretty awful. Nah,
A bunch of
I'm
different
not a fan.
guns.
I wish I had a Thompson, but I'm not paying a buy-in buck on a 45 right now, dude.
you see, the German, the Italians also used the MP40.
Why? Because it was the most common thing to make.
Yeah. Well, no, they were allied with Germany until,
Hell, the Soviets even had MP40s. They didn't care. They used whatever
Yeah.
they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, they even had to use German Mausers.
Oh, here's another thing. You know how you're seeing all the Carcano rifles that are out there on the market right now?
Oh, God.
Yeah, guess what the Italians also used during World War One? Those
Carcanos.
same damn Carcano rifles that they used in World War One.
Oh wow.
The M1891,
And
you know,
that's
the
the same rifle Kennedy was
M1938,
killed
and the
by.
Look, man, they're
1941
minute of man
Carcanos.
accurate, okay? Minute of man
Yeah.
accurate, so.
Hey, Night Strike.
Yes.
Isn't it sad that Kennedy was killed by the Carcano?
Well,
Okay.
is it sad? Well, a president dying because of an assassination attempt or actually, a success. Yeah, it's sad to hear about a president that died due to assassination. But again, I'm not too. I'm not sure I quite believe that Lee Harvey could be that accurate with a Carcano because they're not that accurate a rifle.
Not to mention the quick action on them. There's not really the best.
Well, he was a Marine, though. Let's give him some credit.
Well, yeah, he's a Marine, but he,
he's with some Soviet Russians.
But
you
if you
can
look
practice with a rifle well enough that I think you would know it,
Like,
what it's
So
going to
where you
do.
learn to shoot like that in the
Soviet
Marine.
trained Marine.
He scored 2 hits.
Tennessee
Well,
Gun Guy says M2 Hyde.
at the M2 Hyde, which
It's
was
like the wood version of the Thompson.
it was basically at the beginning of the war, the United States government, they were buying the M1 Thompsons, and the problem is the Thompson, even then, they were costing like $200.
You know what gun I think is the most ugly?
And-
came about.
And unfortunately, the United
M3
States government decided that they needed a cheaper submachine gun.
The M3, which is the most ugliest looking thing I think.
So no,
Yeah.
we're not there yet. So they made the M2. While the M2 was good, the problem is it wasn't good enough. It wasn't cost effective enough. And then they came up with the M3 grease gun, and that was cost effective enough. So, also another thing to note, they also took the M1 carbine and made that the M2, and they made that full auto as well. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, the M2 carbine.
I've heard of it.
So,
And I
And
think the
M1 in
M3
high school.
I think the M3 is the most ugly looking SMG out there we made.
Swamp
used to
Dog
go-
is saying that the IV-88, the range was 100 yards or less. A shotgun with slugs can push that accuracy. Yeah. Swampy says I'd rather have a bar in 7mm Mauser instead of 30-06 or 8mm Mauser.
See,
No. See, he said 7mm Mauser.
it doesn't
Not
matter.
8.
See, he doesn't
No,
give a shit
no,
about
no,
your
no, you-
30-06.
You stop your blaspheming.
Bullshit. You blaspheme all the time too. Don't forget.
I do not. I am
Bullshit.
a
That's the
perfect
last
saint.
hour I fucking lie.
I am a perfect saint.
Bullshit.
Of course.
Bullshit. That's bullshit right there. That's a lie.
Of course it's bullshit because I said it.
7mm bar. Let's do it.
So, what else?
Oh, the Japanese rifles.
Let's talk about the Arasaka, 38s. The type, there was the Type 38 rifles, and then the Type 99s. Okay, I liked the type. Here's the thing. Okay, are they great and accurate rifles? No, they're about as accurate as the Carcano, honestly. But I just the Type 38s are just ridiculous because the Type 38s had anti-aircraft sights on those rifles, and it's like, you're okay. By the time they put those sights on there, people were starting to use airplanes with metal sighting instead of cloth sighting. Biplanes have stopped being a thing almost. So it's just like, why would you put anti-aircraft sights on a rifle? They're not going to be able to hit.
How about the Japanese Type 100 SMG?
Oh yeah, the Type 100. Yeah, that's the one that's the copy of the Bren, wasn't it?
No, it's a Sten. It's a copy of a Sten, basically. And
Oh yeah. It was basically.
I kind of like it. I kind of like it.
Actually, the Type 100 was more of a copy of one of the Italian rifle, one of the SMGs, because the way that the magazine came in from the side, and the left. So yeah,
it's pretty curved.
Sten, you say Sten, but the problem is it had a wood stock, so it wasn't really a Sten, because Sten was all pipe.
Didn't have holes in the wood stock.
Yeah, so.
Excuse me.
Okay. No. Swamp Dog says no. The range distance from Texas for the Carcano was 100 yards or less. A shotgun with slugs can push that accuracy. Yeah, but a Carcano. Problem is those rifles aren't that accurate. I mean, yeah, sure, you could probably hit 100 yards, easy, yeah, but longer than that, I don't know. I'm just doubting there. Tennessee Gun Guy is saying, "How about the Lancaster SMG?" Look that up. Lancaster 9mm. Let's see.
Oh, Night Strike.
Yes.
Oh, if you're a big fan of World War II, you ever watched the series Man of High Castle?
I have. I've seen some of it. Yeah. The Lanchester SMG is, I think, is what he meant.
Yep. No, but
It's a copy of a German MP28/2 or
Mhm.
the MP18.
No, it's disturbing to think about if we
Yeah.
actually lost the Second World War.
But if you play any of the newer Wolfenstein games, that's what happened. They do an alternative history thing.
Well, I think Man High Castle is actually a better description because you had the Japanese winning the California and some other parts of the coast. Then you got the Atlantic where all Germans were.
All right, Swampy says he's got to go. So he's telling us all to be good. I don't think so. But we'll try.
Nice strike. I'll be back in a few minutes. I got to go bring the garbage can in. We got a storm coming.
All right.
I'll be
back. He's also saying the Tanker Luger. Yes, the Tanker Luger. If anybody doesn't know what the Tanker Luger is, that's the one with the longer barrel. Those are awesome.
Didn't they have a little stock for some of those that you could?
No. Basically, what they did in World War II is they took the broom handle C96 Mausers, and they had some of those converted to full auto.
And it had the wooden stock on it.
Some of them had the little stock on them. Remember?
Yeah. They all had the stock on them.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I think the officers just had a sight on them. And the tanker, the reason they called it a tanker was because they were shorter, like short barreled guns that they could store in the tanks, right? But the officers, I think, just carried them without the stock.
No, the Tanker Luger had a longer barrel and a stock.
Oh, so they all had the stocks.
Yeah, the Tanker Lugers had the stock. They had a longer barrel, and they had a stock where you could remove it, like some of the early 1911s and some of the C96s. Because believe it or not, some of the early 1911s also had a stock you could that replaced the instead of using the mainspring housing, the stock was also part of the mainspring housing that you put into place. I don't know if you knew that, but they had some of those. It's just they weren't that popular, so everybody just went with the normal A1s or the just the normal 1911s.
Richard says artillery Luger.
Artillery Luger, you mean? Yeah, well, the tanker.
They had the tanker.
Yeah. It's a tanker artillery, long barrel, but yeah. Some call it the tanker, some call it the artillery. It's just the longer barrel Luger, is all it is. They're nice, but again, I'd want if I got a Luger, I'd want a German Empire Luger. I wouldn't want a Nazi Luger.
You really are picky about your stuff, man.
Yeah, you know why? I don't want anything with a swastika on it. I told you that.
All right, it's like the same thing with the mums off the fucking Arasakas.
Now, I told you I interviewed Clinton Riddle 3 or 4 times, right? He had a bunch of German paraphernalia. And the way he described it was, there was almost like trophies to them because they killed Germans,
Yeah, well, they did, but their family wouldn't necessarily want that stuff.
That's right. I wouldn't mind on a gun. No, if it's on a flag, then yeah, that's another story.
Oh yeah, I know.
I mean, he had the armbands, he had medals, he had a dagger, all kinds of stuff.
No, I get that. I'm not arguing. I'm just saying, personally, I wouldn't.
You ever seen that, by the way?
What?
Actually, people fucking having them on their flagpole, dude. I've seen it in some few areas here in the States.
When I went to high school, one of the history teachers in high school had a flag that from one of the battles. I don't think it was the Battle of the Bulge, but it was one of the battles that the Nazis had a battle flag, with the swastika on it and everything, and the teacher had that flag hanging on the wall right next to the American flag from the same battle.
Oh, jeez.
And that teacher taught World War II history as well as world history.
You know where the origin of the swastika came from, right?
India.
Egypt.
No, it came from Native American tribes, and that's where it came from.
Actually, that's
The
not.
Egyptians are older than the
That's
Native
not entirely true. The Indians have also used the swastika too.
No, I'm
India.
talking about the Aztecs and Mayans.
Basically, even before World War II, even the Japanese, the Indians, and a bunch of other Asian countries used the swastika, in any number of variations before the Germans started.
Yeah,
using
it goes back like 6,000 years or something. It's
Yeah,
pretty
the
cool.
Hindu. Yeah, as Richard says, the Hindus used it. Tons of other countries used it because apparently it was a common symbol.
It was a symbol of peace in their consideration, but until Germany took it and Adolf Hitler then branched it as a symbol of hate.
And now the Indians seldom use it anymore. So,
well, then you got the Soviet Hammond Circle. People think it's a symbol of liberation. It's not.
It's a symbol of oppression
and tyranny.
Yep. Anyways, so we haven't gotten into this, but what are some of your favorite bolt actions?
K98. I also like the Mosins.
Okay, Tony, what are some of your favorite bolt action rifles from World War II? You got any favorites?
I think the Mausers were nice looking rifles.
Yeah, the Mausers were good. Yep.
Yeah.
Because Mauser made in '98 as well. They also had the 1893 as well. Those were nice.
I mean, if you're still talking World War II.
Yeah, we're still talking World War II. Because you had the Gewehr 98, you had the Carabiner 98K, and
Carabiners were kind of cool.
Carabiners were cool. Mauser made, actually, believe it or not, Mauser made copies of both of those during the war for the military as well. So they had the contracts to build them too.
Mauser also produced weapons out to the other countries like Poland, Romania, Hungary.
They made weapons for everybody.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I liked the Lee Enfield. That's
the one I was going to get to. I want to try one of those out, actually.
I like the Lee Enfield, and the ones they used in World War II. They used a whole bunch. The MLEs, the SMLEs. They used whatever they could get their hands on.
What about the Canadians also used some, didn't they?
I'm not sure which versions, which number versions they are. The person who could tell you is out there in the chat. Is Richard Monder. He is from that area. He can tell you which number of Lee Enfields they used most during World War II. He can tell you right now because that's his country.
Who's playing with their dominoes? Dang.
Yeah, don't play with your dominoes. But I am partial to the number 5 Mark 1, the jungle carbine Enfields. I like those.
Okay.
So those were nice. Again, the number 4 Mark 1s are pretty good too. I think those were probably what they used mostly. The number 4s and the number 5s. Richard, let me know what Enfields they used mostly. But those were pretty good. I also liked the Springfield 1903. I want a Springfield 1903. I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a classic, iconic, bolt action rifle. Okay. Richard says number 4s were used in World War II, but they had thousands of number 1s from World War I that they used as well. Okay. They did use number 5s too, but those were primarily in the jungle areas. That's why it's called the jungle carbine. But number 1s mostly.
Nice, Rick. I was
Yeah,
going
what's
to
up?
ask you this. You ever watch The Pacific?
Yes, I watched Pacific. I watched
Um,
Pacific, but I was more of a fan of Band of Brothers.
Now, let me ask you this: What United States military branch still had the Springfield 1903?
The Army.
The Marines.
Wrong. USMC, believe it or not, the United
Yeah.
States Marine Corps.
I would argue the Army still probably has some buried away in
'Cause
some
in-
warehouse.
In the Pacific, believe it or not, they actually had a lot of Springfield 1903s, and the reason why is because they were actually the last branch that actually ever get funding. Because who got the most funding? The Navy and the Army. The Marine Corps got the last funding. That's when he got.
Richard
that's when he
says yes. Number 5 in the jungle and used after World War II as well. Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No, but it's the point was getting his funding.
All right, Travis is back. So Travis,
Yeah, man.
Travis, jump in here. What are some other cool rifles or guns?
Oh, dude.
Of World War II you like?
They might have been a post World War II conversion, but back in the 90s, I had an Ishapore 308 conversion Enfield.
Okay.
Dude, I love that. That thing was just awesome.
We were talking about Enfields, like the number 5 were the number 5s were pretty good. They were
Whatever's got the plug nose on it. My Ishapore had that flat front on it. It just looked awesome. And then you said you used to the jungle carbine, right?
The number 5 is the jungle carbine. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it? The Ishapore 2A1.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Yeah, with those, and it was converted to 308. Yeah.
Yeah. Those I've seen those.
Kind of look up and see what they actually sell for. I can't even imagine what they bring. They're probably bringing like $800 now if I'm lucky, if not more. Yeah, 700.
I think the Ishapores were just like copies of like one of the Enfields, right?
Yeah, they were a converted Enfield
Like
303, if I'm not mistaken.
It's like the SMLE number 3 or something, Mark 3 or something like that.
Yeah, the 2A1 Enfield manufacturer. Okay, so they were a 1960s manufacturer, 1970s.
Yeah, but they were
so I guess
basically they're basically copies of the Lee Enfield Mark 3. Yeah, the short magazine, the SMLE Mark 3. I think is the destination. Richard, quote me on that.
Oh my God, that thing!
Yeah, it's yeah. Anyways,
The Norwegian military actually had something like that, close to that. I think it was a 45 version.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Actually, let me pull it up. I'm gonna see if I can find it. It was literally a suppressed 45 bolt action rifle.
Let's see. Who's screen sharing that?
Me.
Okay. Like, I saw the infinite screen share, and I'm like, "Whoa, that's trippy." But what we don't mention is that the Browning High Power actually did make it into World War II. So, Richard is saying the Delisle in 45. Yeah. Let's see if I can get up a picture of the Delisle.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one I'm talking about. Nice track.
The Delisle carbine.
Yeah.
See if I can get a picture of that.
Got the same blanket.
And it's 45 ACP.
Yep. Designed 1942, produced 1942 to 45. Yeah, they were built on World War I number 1s. Here, let's see about screen sharing this because these are pretty cool. That's the Delisle. That's the Delisle carbine that he was talking about. Hopefully, it shows up. If it doesn't, I'll redo it. Hold on. There we go. That should work now. All right. There we go. That's the Delisle. They had another version of it. Smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if we get there. That's like a folding stock version. Which, believe it or not, they made like an M1 Garand with a similar folding stock.
Are you serious?
Yeah, there was a folding stock variant of the M1 Garand, and it's just like it looks exactly like this stock. I wish I could get a reproduction, but they didn't keep any because, well, it was you go on and on about how the folding stocks on AKs are bad, Warsaw. Yeah, the folding stock of the M1 Grand was worse.
It depends on what variant you're talking about.
Right.
Now, if you're talking, because the ones I'm talking about are Kyber Pass ones. Those things are garbage.
Right. So there's that. Let's go back. There we go.
I do kind of like that wood furniture in that thing, dude.
Yeah.
You ever
Still
saw
made in the
Learfield?
UK as well. Yes, they were. Yeah.
You ever
So,
saw
but
Learfield?
So
Nice trick.
what?
I was asking if you ever shot one of those.
Oh yes, I've shot I shot a Lee Enfield. I don't know. I don't remember whether it was the number 1 or number 4. It might have been one number 4. So
Look at that thing.
That thing
yeah,
is
that's the
ugly as
Type
shit.
99. Yeah,
Man,
That's the Japanese version of the Bren.
yeah, that's
I
the
bet that
Japanese
stock
Type
didn't
99.
last. That stock didn't last long the way it was down
I
there.
bet that stock hurt like hell.
Yeah, it probably gets better gas mileage in the American version, though.
Hey, Tony.
Probably a lot more reliable, too.
Yeah.
Hey, Tony, look up the Type 100. Japanese Type 100.
Top 100.
It's an ugly looking little SMG.
Type 100 SMG. Ooh. Submachine gun right there, Japanese weapon. Right in the middle.
Or two.
Right here. Where? Right here.
Right there. There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Won't get any bigger.
Control
Oh,
plus.
it's got like a magazine like the Sten gun.
It's more curved.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah.
on the side, on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
I think it's more copy based off of the German, was it the MP28?
Yeah, but remember, as I was talking, they used the wood stock on that instead of
Yes.
like Sten, where Sten was all pipe or all
Still
metal.
has the holy barrel like the Sten gun.
Yeah, it does. It does.
I mean, the shroud, not the barrel.
Yeah, the shroud. Yeah.
Yeah. That wouldn't work very well, would it?
No, it wouldn't.
Built-in silencer. Or
Right.
suppressor.
Right. So, all right. Well, I think
All right.
we've pretty much exhausted all the World War II guns that
Handguns we didn't touch.
No, you're right. You're right. There was like Smith & Wesson Model 10. There was the Steyr 1912. What else?
Walther PPK.
No, not the PPK. The P38.
Is it a P38?
It's the P38. The PPK was made post-war.
Okay.
Yeah.
1911.
1911.
The Tokarev, which you always
The
hate, by the way.
Tokarev. Oh, hold on. The Japanese guns we can't not talk about. How about them Nambu pistols?
The
Yeah,
Naboo,
those
yeah.
things are garbage.
They're from Naboo.
The type, what was it? The Nambu Type 14, which was like basically their version of a Luger. And then there was another Nambu pistol that was pretty bad too. Was it the Type I think it was the Type 94. Yeah, it's Type 94. That was pretty bad too.
Yeah.
And what is that monstrosity?
I don't know. I bet it didn't shoot very far.
That thing is ugly.
Oh.
Warsaw, is that one of them Polish submachine guns?
That is not Polish.
That looks like an RPG.
That's a Czech. No, believe it or not, that's a Czech. I think that's Czech.
Experimental.
It's an experimental. Oh my!
Is that fully assembled?
I don't know.
It's like a backwards. God, I don't know what it looks like. Holy crap. That's the original High Point concept carbine.
Right.
Yeah. That's
Tony,
a Glock carbine.
Tony,
Yes, it
did they
takes Glock mags.
Did they make these in Tennessee during the war?
Hey, Oak Ridge was in Tennessee, okay? We helped create the atom bomb. So
Oh,
it was crap.
It's the original Keltec.
Hey, Night Strike. You know what beats better than that?
What?
And this is made in the Soviet era. You know, it's what I'm talking about. It's an SMG and 760 by 25 Tokarev. And it's Polish.
Yeah.
The rack.
Polish gun.
Pull it up.
No, I'm not pulling it up. You pull it up.
Hey, Suka. All right, fine, I will.
closing the doors?
Oh, I'm trying to kill a bug.
A
Tony,
fly.
you haven't sprayed yet in that new cabin of
I
yours?
have, but I had the door open a while ago, and well,
One
this one's got armor plating. Jesus, it won't die.
You need to get one of those electric fly swatter zappers. Those things work, man. Handheld. It's a handheld bug lamp, I tell you.
Okay, here we go. The PM60 rack. This is better. I can get it here. Here, pull it up.
PM60. All right, let's look at the Polish PM60 that they didn't use because they got invaded.
They used it during the Soviet period. All right, calm the hell down.
We're doing World War II. We're not doing Soviet period.
I think that looks better, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Unlike that other weapon you were showing, that's some weird monstrosity.
Yeah, that was pretty bad, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Weird.
Okay, was it?
All right. I was like, wow, Caltech. That's how they got their guns.
What was the other Russian submachine gun? Was it the PPS?
PPS Papa Shaw, you mean?
No, just the PPS. It was the PPS. It was the one that's in Turco. Was it? It was in Tokarev something. What was it? 7.62 by 25 Tokarev. The PPS was it 42 or something like that? I saw parts kits and reproductions going around. There's the PPS and then the PPS H41.
Ugh.
Yeah, the PPS. Yeah.
Hey, look up the Blitzowitzka.
The Blitzowitzka. All right.
It's a Polish stun gun, believe it or not. The Polish Underground made.
Yeah.
And I like it.
I don't. Ugh.
Why?
Because that's a drawing. That's not the actual gun itself.
That's not the goddamn drawing. Hold up. You're picking up the wrong pictures.
Oh, there it is. The first one is a drawing. I don't know. The drawing looked better, honestly.
Here, I'll show you a better picture. Hold up.
All right.
Commie strike.
All right, Comrade Patriot.
That's the Blitzowitzka during World War II. Hold up. How you like that?
All right. There you go.
That's a better improved stun gun, in my opinion. And the stock's underfolding.
You only say that because it's Polish.
It's Polish, yes, but
You only say
mags
that
on the
because it's
bottom,
Polish.
not the side.
Yeah.
Ugh, that thing is ugly.
What's next? You're gonna tell me that the 1895 Nagant revolver was also the best revolver in the world because the Polish used it too?
Actually, that thing is. I actually saw those nights, Rick. Guess how much they were for $500? For $500, I could get one.
Yeah, they were $100. Guy used to buy one. You used to get one free with a Mosin, I think, back in the day, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but good luck finding ammo for it, though.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Look, this is the first version of the Picatinny rail.
No, that's not a Picatinny rail.
I'm just kidding.
The barrel shroud.
You don't have any sense of humor.
Why does that look kind of like a sideways Thompson?
It says it's made by SIG.
Really?
6 hour?
Yeah, it says SIG MP. That can't be right. SIG MP41. That's not right.
No, that might be.
That's
Let
just
me
the
look.
weird.
It looks like
a lot of stuff off us.
Frankenstein version of the.
No, that's the SIG MP41. You're right. Yeah. All right. Travis has to go. Phone call. So
Yeah, I gotta go take a bath.
I think it's time to put this one to rest. So thanks all for watching. Thanks all for listening. Let's go through the panel and let everybody give their outros. So Tony, words of wisdom, anything you want people to know about? Anything cool?
No, can't think of anything special.
Do you have any new cabin videos out?
No, I did finish all the trim on the inside and outside. I'm ready to start my other little cabin now, the bigger one.
All right.
Probably gonna pour the slab for it in a couple of weeks.
Ooh, nice.
Darn, I wanted to ask Travis about the storm.
Yeah.
It came.
It came. Travis saw it, and he conquered. There we go.
He's in the storm shelter right now.
Yeah. He had to run to the tornado shelter. So, George, any words of wisdom, anything you want to let anybody know about?
Maybe not wisdom, but I'll just say that keep on track on all these politicians and all these people who want to make extra gun control, red flag laws, all this BS about $1,000 tax and all that kind of stuff.
1,000% tax.
Yeah, 1,000% tax. Thank you. And just keep on it. Don't give them an inch because they'll want to take a mile.
They're not going to take a mile. They're going to take 16.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Warsaw, any words of wisdom?
All right, sure thing. Those who do not live, those who do not read history are doomed to repeat it and are damned by it.
Yeah.
Here.
Sad but true.
Brave is not free. And here.
I don't want to get copyrighted. Stop. I don't want copyright.
You won't get copyright, all right?
You can read history all you want, but if you don't vote,
that's another thing.
Yeah.
So, with that, all I gotta say is, if you like what we're doing, help us out by checking out our Patreon, or dropping us a few dollars via PayPal. Check that out. Also, if you like what we're doing with GunTube, go to guntube.org if you haven't done so already, and check out the GunTube store and buy some merch, or check out GunTube's Patreon and help us out because we need it. Other than that, we'll see you guys later. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for hanging out with us. This was, back to the old style hit or miss where we just talk about topics and we just, talk about guns and have a good time. So with that, we'll see you guys later. Thank you all, and have a good evening and have a good week.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Shall not be infringed.
That was my line. It sounded like a Tennessee line.
Adios, Felicia. Adios. Te amo, Felicia. Te amo.
Felicia Navidad.
Felicia Navidad. And Felicia stole Tony's pot.
Please got my pot.
Yeah.